Alright, a quick little video on the performance page for the VEMD is going to be invaluable, especially during the hotter days and when you're going up to altitude. So you can either set the performance page up here on the ground as you're waiting for your location for a scene call, or you're on a ground standby, or you can even do it en route. It is good to know your OGE weight taking off the pad, especially here on a hot day and if you got heavy crew and everything. So the first thing you're going to do is you can either select the collective switch, the little toggle switch just on the bottom side of the collective, or we can press the scroll page to bring up the performance page. And as you see, the first thing that comes up on the performance page, it's defaulted to a 176-pound pilot, and then what it does is it adjusts the payload to bring you up close to your max all-up weight or your max gross weight. It automatically includes the fuel that it picks up from the aircraft, so it's showing we currently have 521 pounds of fuel. The OGE and IGE, the OGE will show the max OGE weight even though it's above the max gross weight. However, the IGE weight will only show the max gross weight. It's picking up the current pressure altitude that the aircraft's sitting at, and it's also picking up the current outside air temperature of the pad, so it can automatically do the calculations for you. So when you get in, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to adjust your crew weight. So we hit the select button to come down to the crew weight, and then today I've got a crew weight that I've added up down in the office before I came up here. Between myself, Angela, and Thomas, all three of us weigh a total of 539 pounds. Now the crew weight goes up by 4 pounds at a time, so you might not be able to get the exact number, but I just go to the next number above what our current crew weight is. If you press and hold, the numbers will go fast, and if you press it one at a time, they'll go down by 4. So we're going to come down to close to 539 pounds, which 540 is the closest that we're going to be able to get. Then I can select again. The payload that I use is going to be for the patient. So if we're not taking off out of here with the patient, I can set it at 0, and then it'll take the usable fuel and then show my current all-up weight of the aircraft. Now you notice my current all-up weight of 4,677 pounds is below my OGE weight, so it shows in white, and it's below my IGE weight, so that one also shows in white. Now if I'm expecting to pick up a patient, all I do, I can select my patient weight from here. We'll say our patient weight was 200 pounds. I set my 200 pounds in there for my patient weight. Now it shows my all-up weight coming out of Boulder here will be 4,877 pounds. And it's still below my OGE weight, so it's still showing in white, and it's below my max IGE weight, so that's also showing in white. Now if I know I'm going up to Estes Park and we're predicting it's about 7,500 feet above sea level, pressure altitude, I can go ahead and just estimate that. I can change my pressure altitude, but I cannot change the temperature. The temperature will reduce 2 degrees per 1,000 foot per standard lapse rate as I change the altitude, and you'll watch the temperature come down as I increase this up to my 7,500 feet. Then I'm going to look at Estes Park right now. There's 7,500 for Estes Park. Per standard lapse rate, it predicts should be about 63 degrees up there. I am showing, of course, with a patient weight coming out of Estes with an all-up weight of 4,877 pounds. I am within my OGE weight, 5,178 pounds, so it's showing in white, and the IGE weight, 5,224. As soon as I scroll off of my pressure altitude, it will return that pressure altitude back to my current pressure altitude. just like that. So now we're back at our current pressure altitude. Now at any time, if this weight exceeds my OGE weight or my IGE weight, these will turn yellow. So if I come down here and we increase our payload here, now you notice that once I exceeded my max gross weight, that turned it in yellow. And you can see my IGE weight is also yellow because this number is above my IGE weight. As soon as I go above my OGE weight, that one will turn yellow also. Now you can see now I'm above my OGE weight, so that one is yellow also. So this makes for a good tool going into high altitude, high temperature areas, that if I'm flying in there, I can bring this page up because I don't really need to sit there and watch my oil pressure and the oil temp the whole time I'm coming in for a flight. So I can leave the top page up as my FLI, and then bottom page I can flip this with my collective switch without moving my hand from the collective and bring this page up. I can get a quick glance to make sure that I have enough power going into the LZ that I'm going into, that I'll have enough for OGE power as I'm coming in for a landing. If at any time I just look down there and I see yellow on my OGE, that's going to tell me that I do not have enough power to have OGE power for landing going into a pinnacle or anywhere else where I might need OGE power going into land. And then looking at if I do not have IGE power to land there, it'll also show in yellow. So you can use this anytime during the flight to check the current performance of the aircraft. Best for takeoffs and landings. Every time you turn the battery off though and turn the VEMD off, it's going to reset this back to 176 pounds and a payload. It'll give you a payload to bring you up to your max all-up weight, or your max gross of 5,225 pounds. So you'll just have to adjust this down to your patient weight or set it to 0 if you don't have a patient on board. Thank you very much. Good luck.